بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we will present our group project for the biomedical instrumentation course. My name is Abdullah Abdurrahman Al-Haddad and my team members are Abdul Muhsin Saleh Al-Zahrani, Nawaf Al-Khammash, Muhammad Abdul Azim Abdullah. For our agenda today, first we will give an introduction about the hospital that the hospital we choose. Then we will explain the devices we choose to work on, and as you may see, they are first the hemodialysis machine, the defibrillator, the anesthesia machine, and the electrosurgical unit. For the introduction here, as you may see, the hospital we have choose to do our research on is a high-end hospital. That's mean it's a hospital that designed to have the latest equipment with the best features available, since it could serve important characters in the country. Now we will talk about the devices, and first we have the hemodialysis machine. So what is a hemodialysis? Hemodialysis is a procedure where a dialysis machine and a special filter called an artificial kidney or a dialyzer are used to clean your blood. This device is a very important device for people with kidney failure, as they cannot survive without this device. For the hospital, these are the criteria that the device must have. As you may see, it should be in Middle East market, to ensure fast maintenance is needed. The fluid balance should be very accurate. It should have high safety aspect in terms of fluid exchange, which include and not limited to precise temperature alarm with 1 Celsius max up and down, and the blood pressure alarm and air bubble or foam alarm. It also should have high hemodynamic stability response for total fluid management, and the alarm actions that should match the NSI AAMI equipment response standards. Now for choosing the best device, here you can see there are 4 different models, which are the P Brown Dialog Plus, the Pilco Formula, and the Pilco Formula 2000, and finally the Fresenius 2008K. You can see that all the devices are marketed worldwide except for the Fresenius. Their proportioning system is a balanced chamber for the Dialog Plus and a volumetric for the other models. The comfort control temperature is 33 to 40 for the Dialog Plus and 35 to 39 for the other devices. The temperature alarm limit is similar for all except for the Fresenius, which is half degree lower. For the conductivity range, it is 11 to 17 for the Dialog Plus, 12.1 to 15.7 for the Formula and the Formula 2000, and 12.8 to 15.7 for the Fresenius. The flow is changeable for the dialog and for the Fresenius, while it's a set value for the Formula and Formula 2000. All the devices have a bypass indicator as well as a pressure alarms with various ranges. Their display type is a CRT touchscreen for the dialog, colored TFT for the Formula and Formula 2000, and an LED and colored LCD for the Fresenius. For the blood lead detector and the air foam detector, all of the devices matches the Association of the Advanced Medical Instrumentation Standards as well as the American National Standards Institute. For the list price, you may see that the Dialog has a price of 23K, while the Fresenius is 37K, and the price is not specified for the Pelco Formula and Pelco Formula 2000, as they require posting up by request before negotiating the price. The warranty is 1 year for all except for the Fresenius, where it depends on the place. Now here we will show the chosen model and why we chose it. Our chosen model was the P Brown Dialog Plus. Our reasoning is first that the device have the most temperature comfort control range among the other models. Its flow can be controlled to set an exact range by the physician. It have the highest transmembrane with value that reach up to 700. It have a touch screen as its price is reasonable. For our second choice, it will be the Pelco Formula 2000, and as it is an upgraded version of the Pelco Formula, which is our third options.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Muslim Zahrani, and today we're going to be talking about the defibrillator. The high-end hospital requires a defibrillator with the following specifications. Defibrillator's waveform must be a biphasic waveform. The maximum charge time would be 8 seconds. The energy output has multiple selection that starts low and goes up to 360 joule. The defibrillator can monitor an ECG signal and can show all 12 leads. And finally, the defibrillator has at least 7-inch display screen. After searching the market, we have found these defibrillators shown in the table, so we can compare them and choose the product that matches the specification provided by the hospital the most. Looking at the table, we can see that all of the 4 products have a biphasic waveform. As for the charge time, the first 3 match the criteria, and the 4th product does not. The hospital's requirement were at least maximum 8 seconds. The energy output, all of the products had the same energy output, which starts from low and ends at 360 joule. All of the products can show all 12 leads, and all of the products had 7-inch display screens. As for the price, you can see that the first product was the most expensive, 4th product was the second to most expensive, and the second product was second to last, and the 3rd product, which is the Defi 9 Plus, was the cheapest product. From this table, we can see that all the first 3 products matched our criteria. So when we compare them, it all comes down to the price of the product. The product that will be chosen will be the Defi 9 Plus. Why? Because it matched all the criteria, the charge time, the biphasic waveform, and all of that, and it was the cheapest product out of all of them.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Abdulalim, and now I'm going to talk about the anesthesia machine. But before getting into the products, what is the anesthesia machine? Basically, it's a device that generates and makes fresh gas flow of medical gases and inhalational anesthetic agents to perform inhalation anesthesia. So now we will choose an anesthesia machine for a high-end hospital in Saudi Arabia that giving some features and specification must be in the products, and they are more welcoming for more features to easy using and specification to be safer. Now we will see the given features and specification. For the specifications, first, breathing frequency is 1 to 100 bpm. The inspiration expiration ratio is 4 to 1 till 1 to 8. And finally, the pressure control is 5 to 60 cm of water column. And for the features, first, having a ventilation modes, at least a 10-inch screen, and finally electronic flow meters. So now we will be showing the 3 products that have the most that we have seen of the specification and features. And since it's a high-end hospital and the price of the anesthesia machine are not usually available on websites, the product selection will be depending on products that have more features. So as we can see here, this is the 3 products selected from different companies. So the first is the Fax 15 from SternMed. Second, the HYZ S6100 Plus from HYZ. And finally, the S6500A from Superstar. So now we will be showing the must specification and feature for each product. So first we have a VAX 50 from SternMed. The must features is a breathing frequency is 1 to 100 ppm. The inspiration expiration ratio is 4 to 1 till 1 to 9. And the pressure control is 5 to 60 centimeter water column. And the must feature is it has various ventilation modes, and it has 50-inch touch screen and electronic flow meter with a high frequency. So now here we have the HYZ S6100 Plus from HYZ. It not have that much different specification from the AVAX 50. It has inspiration expiration ratio is 4 to 1 till 1 to 8 instead of 4 to 1 till 1 to 9 from the AVAX 50. And the must features, it has APPV, AC, PCV, SIMV, and SIGH ventilation mode, and 10.4 TFT LCD touchscreen, and it also have a electronic flow meter. So finally, here we have the S6500A from Superstar. It has the same must specification from the HYZ and almost the same must features. So in the ventilation mode, it has the same for the HYZ, adding the PSV and manual ventilation modes, and it also has 10.4 TFT LCD screen, and it also has electronic flow meters. Now the selected product. All the above products has succeeded the most of the specification and features. They are almost the same with the different companies. So after sales service are different between a company and another. But here the product selection will be depending on the product itself. So the AVAX 50 is the more recommended product since it has the same features that other two have and more. Then the S6500A since it has more ventilation modes than the last one. And finally the HYZ S6100 Plus.
Hello, my name is Navar Khamaj, and continuing with the Electrosurgical Unit, which is a device that cuts tissues and control bleeding by generating coagulation with a high frequency electrical current. Cables and electrode are used to deliver and receive electrical current. It can be controlled by turning it on and off by a foot switch or a hand switch. The ECU operate either in monopolar or bipolar. For our hospital, which is a high-end hospital, we were asked to deliver a chosen device that has the following specification, which is available in the Saudi Arabia market or Middle East market. It delivers up to 1 megahertz frequency. More than 1 megahertz will be extra, 2 years warranty at least, a foot switch and or a hand switch, provide cutting in both bipolar and monopolar. Considering the specification that we were provided by the hospital, we went to the Emergency Care Research Institute, which is ECRI, to see different model of the electrosurgical unit device. This is the table of 6 models that have the specification provided by the hospital. We can see where it's marketed. All of them are worldwide marketed except for some places like the US and North America here. All of them goes to 1 megahertz frequency, except these 3 goes higher than a 1 megahertz. This is 4 megahertz and these are 2.2 megahertz. All of them in the switching type have the foot switch and hand switch. The monopolar and bipolar, all of them has these two. different function in monopolar are provided, like cutting, of course, in both of them, force break, coagulation, force cutting, different type of function. The same goes for the bipolar. The warranty, as asked, is 2 years warranty. So from this table, we can see that the prices, we weren't asked about the prices, but we added them to vary between the models. We can see here the 4 megahertz is $10,000, which is a much higher, because more than a 1 megahertz is an extra for us. The specification is need a 1 megahertz. So we selected the BOA ARC 200 as the best model. It has most of the function in the monopolar, and has a variety of function in bipolar also, for only $6,847, which is much lesser than any of these of his competitors. For that, we used the prices to vary and select the best model for the electrosurgical unit. After searching in BOA website, we found out that the BOA 200, which is the best that we selected, is not longer manufactured. So we went to another website to see if they have the device in sale, and unfortunately they are ended and not manufactured anymore. So BOA has launched a new lineup of their electrosurgical units. The closest one to the best we have is the BOA ARC 250. For that, we recommend the BOA ARC 250. And thank you for your listening.